Hey friends, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my February vlog. This was originally going to go differently to how it's going. We were in New Zealand for the first 2 weeks of February and that was going to be its own vlog, but it's now part of this vlog. So I'll show you all the clips that I took in New Zealand in a second. But the reason it's no longer a separate vlog and is just now in here is because I didn't really end up vlogging that much, and the reason for that is because it ended up being the most stressful trip any of us have ever been on in our lives. It was a nightmare, and so I just didn't end up vlogging a lot. We just kind of, by the time we got there, we just kind of wanted to relax and get over the journey, and then we were just focusing on being there after what it took to get there. So we were originally meant to fly out of Heathrow on the Saturday the 28th of January at 8 AM Heathrow time, London time, England time. But on Friday the 27th in New Zealand time, Auckland, where we meant to fly into, got hit with a cyclone and the airport flooded and closed. And we hadn't heard anything about this. The first we heard was when my cousin messaged me to let me know, but we kind of didn't know the severity or anything like that. We didn't really know the airport had been closed, I don't think, at that point. And then our flight wasn't due to get into Auckland until Monday, Auckland time, so like a full weekend after the cyclone had hit. So we got to Heathrow. Our flight was at 8 AM, so we stayed overnight at the Premier Inn, and we got up at like 4, went to the terminal at 5. We were up very early, went to check in, and there was an issue, and so they pulled us aside, and it turns out they'd cancelled our flights because Auckland airport was closed because of the flooding, which is sort of like, okay, fine, if it's closed, it's closed. But at that point they were kind of saying that they wanted to be open by Sunday morning, I think, and we weren't due until Monday. And then the airline as well just did not give us any information, so it was very stressful. So we then spent a day and a half just hanging around Heathrow with no information, just keep checking back, we don't know anything yet, keep checking back. Basically just stick around in case we hear something. So we just spent a day and a half at Heathrow not knowing anything. They were finally able to get us, well, on the Sunday morning when we went back, that flight could go because at that point Auckland airport had reopened, but it was full, so we couldn't get on that. And then we spent half of Sunday hanging around. They finally got us on flights that went through Perth and Sydney, and then we had to spend 2 days in Sydney and then fly on to Auckland. And so we were meant to get to Auckland on the Monday. By the time we actually got there, it was Thursday. So yeah, very long, stressful, delayed trip because of this cyclone. We lost some time there. Jez and I sort of cancelled all our plans that we'd made, because I have a lot of family in New Zealand, so the first week we were going to be visiting family, and then me and Jez were going to go on a holiday, and we cancelled all that because otherwise I wouldn't get to spend any time with my family. So it really impacted our whole trip. So the last 4 days we were in New Zealand, we were meant to be like going through Taupo and Rotorua, and we'd cancelled that, so we decided we'll go up to Auckland a few days before flying home and have a few days in Auckland and just see the city. So we got to Auckland on Thursday morning-ish, sort of like around 10 or 11, and by Friday we'd sort of heard bits about this when we were still in New Plymouth before we went to Auckland, but by Friday there was really quite worrying news of another cyclone hitting Auckland the day we were due to fly out. So we ended up having our trip disrupted at the start by a cyclone and disrupted at the end by a cyclone. We were meant to fly out on Monday evening, and we ended up paying extra to bring our tickets forward to the Saturday, which all went fine. They were able to do that. We got off fine, that we didn't really have any delays leaving or anything. It was just kind of the stress of knowing if we'd be able to move our flights. and then they got really like heavy rain and stuff on Sunday, and then Monday really heavy rain and strong winds, like the cyclone properly hit. There were cancelled flights. We 100% would not have been able to get home on Monday. So yeah, our trip was not the most straightforward trip and was sort of bracketed by cyclones. But we really enjoyed our time there in between the cyclones, which was good. So yeah, we've spent a lot of time in New Plymouth. I'm going to show you some of the shots I got in a sec, but we spent a lot of time in New Plymouth because that's where my nana lives, and we went to like a park called Pukekohe Park, which was beautiful. We went to the beach for a Waitangi Day celebration, which was very nice. We had ice cream. We climbed up a rock, which I can't remember the name of. It's a very big rock, not a little rock. But again, there's some clips, and I'll put the name of it over when the clip shows. Lovely views. We each got a fern leaf tattoo, which to kind of commemorate our trip after how stressful it was. And then we went to Auckland, and Jez did his bungee jump. And we also went up the Sky Tower in Auckland, which was really nice views. I obviously did some book shopping. In Australia and New Zealand, I don't really know what dictates it or anything, but some books that are released in hardcover here and then they go to paperback afterwards, in Australia and New Zealand they're instead released in like this sort of tall paperback. So this is the tall paperback I got in New Zealand, and this is like a standard UK paperback, so it's a bit shorter and smaller. And they do this instead of hardcovers for some, because you can still get hardcovers there, so I don't really know what the difference is. But I wanted to pick up some of those because I can't get these editions in England, and I wanted to only get things I couldn't get here, otherwise it's just seemed like a waste of weight allowance. But I picked up Babel by R.F. Kuang, and then I also picked up Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. And then the bookshop that we were at, Whitcoulls, they were having a sale where you got 20% off if you bought 3 books. So then I picked up this book which I'd never heard of before. It's called The Dawn Hounds by Sasha Stronach. He's a Maori author, and this is apparently a queer Maori inspired fantasy, which as soon as I read that I was like, yes please, because I wanted to get something kind of by a New Zealand author or New Zealand inspired, and I just happened to see this in the fantasy section. I really checked it out because it was this tall paperback again, and it just happened to be what I was looking for, so I picked it up. No idea what it's about, but it's been blurbed by like Tamsin Muir and Rebecca Roanhorse, Chloe Gong, so we'll see. I'll give that one a go. But yeah, that was sort of our New Zealand trip, and I'll put in the clips of nice things we did that I got. You can enjoy our time in New Zealand. not really much has happened since we've been back. We had a few days off and we've been back to work, and that's basically it. Yesterday was quite exciting for me because the Nottingham Lucy and Yak store officially opened yesterday, so I went and checked that out. I took a few clips of what it looks like inside. It's just all pink and vibrant and bright, and I loved it. I'm so happy there's a store in Nottingham. I like seeing clothes in person before I buy them. Like, I'll buy online, you know, my only option with Lucy and Yak was to buy online for a while, and I'll do that if that's my only option, but I do like seeing them in person just in case like the colours are different in the photo to in real life. So that's really exciting for me. I got this bag while I was there. I've been wanting to get one of their, I don't remember what this style of bag is called, but I've been wanting to get one of these for a while, and I picked up the Leo print because I just thought it was nice, and it's like the corduroy is really soft and I just like it. And then Mum also got me a rainbow long sleeve shirt as like a present, rainbow, but I want to see if I can swap it for a bigger size because it's just a bit tight across the shoulders. So hopefully I can do that. I don't see why not. And then the only other thing to update is what I'm currently reading. So I'm currently reading The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I am about 120 pages in. I'm really enjoying it so far. And I'm reading this one for Becca's catch-up book club. So they've just finished reading The Realm of the Eldlings series by Robin Hobb. And I tried to join in that one, but I wasn't really into the books. So I read like the first trilogy in that world and then stopped. And so I've been waiting for that to finish and to find out what the next series they're going to do is, and it was the First Law World. I have been wanting to read Joe Abercrombie's books for ages, so definitely keen to be joining in, and so far so good, although as I said I'm not very far through. But yeah, I'm interested to see where this goes, what I think of it. I've never read a grim dark fantasy before, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah. That's all that's really happened so far, but I will update you when I've finished my book. The only other thing I'm planning to read this month is A Day of Fallen Night by Samantha Shannon, because it comes out at the end of this month. I have an e-arc from NetGalley, and then I'm meeting Samantha Shannon halfway through March, so I'd like to get to that book next. But I don't know how long The Blade Itself is going to take me, so we'll see. But yeah, I'll update you if I do anything fun or when I finish The Blade Itself.
Hello, it's been a while since I've updated you, but it's now like the 26th, I think. I finished a couple of books and started another one, and I'm making progress with The Blade Itself. The first book I finished is Cage of Souls by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I've been reading this one since December because I went to his book signing in December and I wanted to read it before then, and I didn't get very far before that. I maybe got about halfway through. And then I've just been listening to the audiobook since then. I ended up giving this one 3 stars. I sort of shot myself in the foot with this one a little bit with how long I read it over, I guess. When I started it, I was reading it physically and like exclusively. It was the only thing I was reading, and I was really, really enjoying it. And then I can't remember why I put it down, but it didn't become my main book. And so then my enjoyment kind of went down a bit, which is a shame, but I did still enjoy it. I'm still really keen to read more of his books. I have 2 of his other books, and Jez has 1 as well. No, Jez has 2 as well. So between us, we've got quite a good collection now. So I'm looking forward to reading more of his books, and I did enjoy this one. I'm fully aware that it only getting a 3 stars is like my own doing. And also the way I see a 3 stars is like it's still a good book. I still enjoyed it, just not as much as I could have. And I feel like I could have enjoyed this one a lot more if I'd just read it properly, I guess. Then I read, well, you can see that, Bullet That Missed by Richard Osman. I listened to this one on audiobook. I've listened to all these on audiobook. I really enjoy them. And I ended up finishing this one in a day. I just put it on and got through the whole thing, and it's been a while since I've done that, so that was quite nice. I also enjoyed this one more than I enjoyed book 2, because book 2 was kind of like Cage of Souls. I just didn't kind of commit to listening to it within a reasonable time frame, and it kind of dragged it out, and I lost track of the story, so I didn't enjoy it as much, but I enjoyed this one a lot more, so I gave this one 4 stars. I just find these books loads of fun. That's basically it. Like, I know they're not like necessarily amazing, but I just have a really good time reading them. They're just fun, they make me laugh, and they're really entertaining, and so I just really enjoy them for that. So yesterday Jez and I did the park run, first time back in quite a while. We've been meaning to get back into it for ages, and we finally did it. We're also at different levels of fitness, and when we've done the park run in the past, we've like stayed together, and he's always fitter than me and more able to just go than I am, and so that makes me feel really bad that we stayed together, like I'm holding him back. So this time we just kind of agreed we'll just go at our own pace, and I took my headphones and I started a new audiobook, and that was The King is Dead by Benjamin Dean. I am just over 100 pages into this one so far. It's interesting, I'm enjoying it. It's not what I was expecting. For some reason I thought this was like a fantasy, and it's not. But I'm intrigued to see where it goes. I don't think it's going to be like a favourite book or anything, mainly just because I'm not really that into YA anymore. I've really grown out of it, so yeah, I don't think this will be like a new favourite book for me, but I am enjoying it. Still reading this as well. I'm over halfway through. I'm really enjoying this one. There's not a lot of plot in this one as far as I can tell. Not really a plot that I can follow. It mainly seems to be following the characters. It's very character driven, and I'm really enjoying the characters. I'm really keen to finish this one and carry on with the series. I'm really glad that finally there's a catch-up book club series that I'm enjoying enough to want to carry on with. Yay! And speaking of catch-up book club series that I've not wanted to carry on with, I bought some books. They arrived the other day, and that is the Farseer trilogy, which I have read. I've read this whole trilogy for the catch-up book club, and for whatever reason, I genuinely cannot remember, I decided not to carry on with the Realm of the Elderlings books, and I decided to unhaul these, and I don't know why. And I was thinking about it the other day, like, why did I do that? Especially since like people seem to be reading them at the moment. I keep seeing them in vlogs, and it's just making me like the later books, not this series. I've been reading the later series, and it's making me be like, I kind of want to carry on. Why did I not? And so I went back on Goodreads and looked at what ratings I gave all these, and I gave them all 4 stars. So I have no idea. I just genuinely cannot remember why I got rid of these and why I didn't carry on. So I bought these again. They're back on my shelves, and I'm very happy. And I want to carry on with the Realm of the Elderlings. I'll probably read like a recap of this series. I don't think I will reread the series. Depends when I end up getting back to the Realm of the Elderlings. If it's anytime soon, I probably won't reread the series, but if it's like way in the future, I might. But definitely, if I don't reread them, I will at least read a recap. So today I'm popping into town soon. I need to go and swap the Lucy and Yak top I bought for a bigger size. And I'll probably go to Waterstones, and I'm meeting Jez in town, and we're going to go to this record shop. I think it's called Rough Trade, that he likes. So I'm going to do that, and then we're going to head back to Jez's, and we're going to watch The Fellowship of the Ring, which I've been dying to rewatch for ages, so I'm really excited about that. And then we're going out for dinner tonight, which will be very nice.
Okay, I'm about to start editing a video, but I just wanted to pop in and say something I've been meaning to say for like all month. Look at the colours of the books I've read so far this year, apart from, let's see if I can do this, apart from Chilling Effect, they all are like this matching colour palette, and I love it, and I did not plan this, but I'm so happy that it turned out that way. That is all. I'm going to edit now.